Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Joey Peterson. It is the best time of everybody's week. It is time for our mailbag segment. We go live on the weekdays every single week of the season, every single week of the year. And it's a cool time for you Ravens fans to ask me a question and get a chance to get on the show. So every question you see on today's show comes from a member of the flock themselves. Speaking of the flock, okay, we got something we like to call the Noti flock. That's how many of you guys have your notifications on. Right now, 4.2 thousands of our subscribers have their notifications on. I want to get that number to 4.3 thousand. Okay, so I need 100 people to subscribe to the channel, click that bell button, turn on all, and then, of course, enable those YouTube notifications. Guys, if you want to be the most informed Ravens fan, this channel is going to help you out. We give you about 10 videos a week, all through the entirety of the season. It's all 100% free. So get on those notifications so that way, whenever we do have a video go out, you can be the first one to see it. Up first, J. Rowe Loams. Ravens run down by Chat Sports. Did Lamar have a say in that fourth down? That's a good question, Jay. I imagine he didn't. Because if I know Lamar, I know that Lamar Jackson would have wanted to go for it there. I wanted to go for it. Hell, everybody wanted to go for it. You wanted to go for it, I'm sure. And so I don't think that he had a say in it, because if he did have a say in it, I think they would have gone. Now, I do want to say one thing about Lamar, and it's the second down play prior to that third down completion to DeAndre Hopkins, the jet sweep from Zay Flowers. I look back at that film, and I'm going to be honest with you, I kind of wish he would have checked out of that play. He has the ability to do that. But if you go back and you watch that film, there are 7 Bills players on the right side of the field. And that's where the jet sweep's going. He's got to have the wherewithal to check out of that play. Moggs comes up next, #Ravens. I also say we get rid of those gadget jet plays, speaking of the jet play, and only use screens as such and elevate Keaton Mitchell back up to execute those with Zay and a running back committee. Thoughts, Joey? I don't think we should get rid of the gadget jet plays because they did work from time to time. They obviously didn't work on that 2nd and 9. I hated the play call there. Absolutely hated it. But I do think we can dial it back a little bit, okay? And I love Todd Monken. I think Todd Monken is an unbelievable offensive mind, and what he's been able to do for Lamar Jackson in his career and developing him as a pocket passer is unreal. But at the same time, in the same breath, I do think sometimes it can get a little bit gadgety. But I will say, if they do get rid of those jet sweeps, how often they do them, that's going to take the effect of them when they're doing them in a play action sense or in a read option sense. Okay, so maybe dial them back a little bit, but it all kind of comes together for one thing. Great question, though, Moggs. Appreciate you for always getting in the mailbag. Every single week you're in there. Christian Coveney, another guy who's always in here. I personally don't think we need to fire John, but we need to pull our head out of our asses on defense. What are your thoughts? I don't think fire John Harbaugh right now. I mean, that's not going to happen. That is unrealistic. That would never happen, okay? But I will say this. The defense needs help, and I trust them to pull it together. But if this season ends up like last season ends up, and like the season before that ends up, and like the season before that, and the season before that, and the season before that, and you come up short, then I do think it's time that we have a serious conversation about John Harbaugh. Okay? That's me being 100% truthful, me being 100% honest with you. But obviously, they're not going to do anything, and you shouldn't do anything during the middle of or the beginning of the season. Up next, Miss Coffee. Should the Ravens sign Asante Samuel Jr.? Great question. So, Jair Alexander, if you didn't watch it, or if you haven't heard me talk about it, had an atrocious game against the Buffalo Bills. He was horrible. Now, I will say with Jair, first game, he hasn't practiced a ton because he's been injured. Go figure. It's kind of what happens with Jair Alexander. So I'm not selling my Jair Alexander stock yet, but I'm less excited about him than I was. Should they sign Asante Samuel Jr.? I think if you look 6 weeks from now and Asante is fully healed from his injury, which is the reason he hasn't been signed yet, and Jair Alexander is still playing bad, then I think you entertain it. I do. Because I can't have Jair Alexander give me Brandon Stevens reps again. Now you tell me, should the Ravens sign Asante Samuel Jr.? You give me a yes or a no in the comment section down below, okay? If you think they should, obviously give me a yes. And if you think they shouldn't, don't just give me a no, but tell me why not as well. Hashtag Ravens, what do you think Lamar's stats will be against the Browns? I don't think he's going to have like anything crazy passing-wise because I just don't think they're going to try to do anything crazy passing-wise. Gage, if you could do me a favor, and if you could pull up the scoreboard from the Bengals-Browns game, that would be great. The Browns, honestly, defended Joe Burrow and Cincinnati's passing offense really, really well. And I'll tell you that is one of the best passing offenses in the National Football League. And you can bring it up on scoreboard left. Remember, like we went to earlier. Joe Burrow was not able to do anything. And so I don't think you win this game by tossing it around the yard 40 times. I think you win this game by running the ball, running it effectively, and being balanced. So because of that, I mean, look, Joe Burrow didn't even eclipse 115 yards. So because of that, like, I wouldn't expect any crazy numbers from Lamar this upcoming game. I just, I don't see it. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. Hopefully they jump up to an early lead. Hopefully they have the lead for a good amount of time. And then hopefully because of that, they just keep on running the football. I got to tell you guys real quick before we continue on with the questions about our awesome friends at Prize Picks. You guys know them well by now. And if you don't know them well, you should get to know them, okay? Because they are the sponsor of today's show. And you and I make decisions every day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. How awesome if how we decide to get to work could get us paid, or what shirt we wear could get us paid. That's the thing. Decisions on Prize Picks can do that. Prize Picks offers what's called injury reboots with your lineups. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks also invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out, even if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money, even if one of your picks doesn't hit. And here are my picks for this upcoming game against the Cleveland Browns. Give me the more on Derrick Henry rush yards. Give me the more on Lamar Jackson rushing touchdowns. And I think your defense is going to be a little bit better against Cleveland, so give me the more punts for Cleveland's punter. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it is good to be right. We thank Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video and making it possible. What do you think the Ravens need to do to work on defense against the Browns? And what do you think they need to do to work on offense against the Browns after the loss against the Bills? Not much offensively. Just keep consistent, right? You got to be able to finish the ball game. Defensively, I need to see a lot better job from the corners, okay? I need to see a lot better job, namely 100% from the pass rush. That's my biggest thing. They gave no pressure to Josh Allen. He had all day to pat the football and throw it and complete it. That needs to change. You need to pressure Joe Flacco more. Hashtag Ravens from Ravens King. I still believe in this team. It's only week 1. We will be fine. We are still Super Bowl contenders. Our defensive coaching just has to do better. Amen, Ravens King. Thank you for saying it, because if you didn't say it, I was going to say it. And I've been saying it all week. Look, guys, you're still a good team. I know nobody wants to hear this, right? This was actually the last thing I said about my instant reaction. You are a very good football team, and there's 17 weeks left in this season. It is a long season. People forget this team didn't take sole possession of the AFC North till week 17 last year. Okay? You got a lot of games ahead of you. You lost the first one you shouldn't have lost. It sucks. It hurt. It's stupid, but it's not over. You're still a good team. You're still a good roster. Do not lose faith. Kimberly Harmon up next. Hashtag Ravens, who stands out both on offense and defense from Sunday's game? Offensively, Derrick Henry stood out because he still got it, even at his age. Man, he's going to go for 1,500 again this year. I just know it. I just know it. Defensively, Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is the best defensive safety in the National Football League, bar none. Okay? Steve Loop with a fun question. What's up, Steve? Hashtag Ravens top 5 games you'd pick this season to see live. Well, that Bills game would have been one of them. So I'll just count that one, okay? That would have been one of them. The Monday Night Football game against the Lions is another one. The Kansas City Chiefs game on the road is another one. I'd love to see the Steelers home game, and I also would love to see on the road against in Lambeau Field, okay? Those are the 5 games I would like to see live. Last up from Harbaugh Hate Club. What's your new Ravens record prediction? It's same as my old one, man. It's same as my old one, okay? I think that I'm still thinking anywhere from 11-6 to 13-4. That's still so doable, guys. This is how every season starts. We panic, we overreact, we freak out, and then this team goes on a big win streak, and we're like, oh my gosh, this is an awesome football team. Okay? So that's my thoughts. Be honest with me. What's your new Ravens record prediction? If you have one. Mine's the same. I'm going to go 12-5. Okay? I think that team definitely has that this year. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you got me on Twitter and on Instagram. And if you're not a part of the flock, okay? If you're not subscribed to the channel, change that today by hitting that sub button.